Hello everybody and welcome back into Coca-Cola Coliseum. It is finally time for your Marley home opener as the Marlies take on the Rochester Americans. In between the pipes again, Dylan Ferguson, his fourth consecutive game in net. He will not be in for the next few as Michael Hutchinson will take the pipes for those series. Dustin Tokarski back in for the Americans after allowing 5 goals last game. Marlies overcame Rochester in Rochester 6-1. That's the worst defeat Rochester's faced to the Marlies on home ice in their careers. As we're ready to get a go, and the Marlies a new goal horn and a new season ready to begin on home ice. Game 4 of the year, Toronto 3-0, Rochester 2-1. Draw 1, it's played ahead for Anderson. On that right side, he'll bring it in over the line. Drop back for Hosang. There's Fraser Minton stepping in. 5 goals last game against the Rochester Americans. Yeah, he's been a force to reckon with so far this year. Hosang to Dahlstrom, back ahead to Fraser Minton again. Taken down inside the zone. Jankowski turns that over. Anderson fires it right back in. Toronto chasing after it. It's Fraser Minton to the puck again. Minton to the net. He scores! He goes upstairs! And Toronto has the lead. It's Fraser Minton again. So that's Fraser Minton with his 8th of the season. And Toronto is now up another goal. Yeah, Fraser Minton, that is 8 goals in 4 games for him. He's been amazing this year. Here comes Fraser Minton again inside. He's so underrated coming into this league, and he's done so many good things already for this team, and the season has just begun. Here's Prow back to Willanna, in for Quinn. And that's given away Anderson. That's played back from Fraser Minton again. Here's Minton again. Winding up, waiting in, and kicking that shot to the goal. Prout has it back, and here come the Americans out. Quinn on the left wing, taken down. Dahlstrom, here's Anderson back for Toronto. Battling with the puck, and it's picked up by Cini. For Dahlstrom, plays that over to Robertson. Back for Manel. Manel for Robertson in front, and the Marlies cannot settle that pass down. Back in the corner, another hit. Here's McInnes up the left wing boards. Dahlstrom with it back for Nick Robertson. And back down the Rochester ice and in. That finds Dahlstrom to the net in front. Drop pass back and it misses Dahlstrom and comes back out. There's Chris right back in and on goal. Here's Prow in the corner, taken there hard, and that's going to be a penalty. But the Rochester Americans will go to the first power play of this game. Toronto leading 1-0. Fraser Minton with his 8th of the year. His first home goal as a Toronto Marley. Face-off one back, picked up here. Davidson at the net, stopped by Ferguson. Played up the boards and back down the ice. It is a 5-minute minor, by the way. Picked up by Schultz. He'll play that ahead to Quinn. And here come the Rochester Americans down that right side with speed. Jankowski to the goal. Shoots. Stopped by Ferguson. He fought that off. Back in behind the net. They have it again. Dusak getting in the way. Davidson. There's McMahon. Back to Dusak, and he fires it down the ice. Picked up here by Schultz. Head for Jankowski. Here's Quinn. And he's taken down on the wing. Jankowski with it again. In the corner in behind the goal. Now played back for Quinn again. Centered, and a stop by Ferguson. It came free. There's someone back down the ice for the Marlies. 3 shots on the power play now for the Rochester Americans so far. Davidson. That finds Quinn. Taken down Hayden. He has it back, and he's taken along the boards by McMahon. They get it again to the net. Stopped by Ferguson. It came free. McMahon. Tanti Soma up the left wing side, fired down. 2 minutes to go on the power play now. As here's Schultz for Hayden. 5-minute minor. And here's a chance. Scores! That one finds its way in the net to tie the game. The Rochester Americans. It's Mark Jankowski on the power play. And a brand new game here in the first period. As the Marlies continue to be shorthanded since it's a 5-minute minor. Power play time goes as long as it runs out. The shorthanded is as long as it runs out. Here's Prout. Willanna. Here's Mersch up the left wing side. Takes a bump but still has it. Rochester has tied this game. In behind it front, they score! Left alone, they go back to back. And I believe it's McInnes that gets the touch, and he does. And Rochester, just like that, has taken a 2-1 lead here in the first. Their second goal of the period, their second power play goal to go back-to-back. And Rochester has the lead. Here's the face-off. One back controlled at center. Marlies dig for it. That pass finds Dahlstrom. Here's Carl Dahlstrom to the net. Trying to make his way inside. Rochester gets it back out. Leafs face their first loss in Game 3. It was 4-3 against the Ottawa Senators back on home ice. That was only the second home game of the season for the Maple Leafs, and they fell in the first Battle of Ontario. Had a 3-2 lead and ended up losing 4-3. Here's Kirill Semyonov. Plays that over, and no help there as Rochester gets it out again. 2 power play goals on that 5-minute minor. It's played ahead to Dargachintsev out of the box. Dargachintsev waits, centers it back. Here's Semyonov, and a stop by Tokarski holding on to that. 4:16 to go in the period. 2-1 Americans. Americans coming off that 6-1 loss back at home to Toronto. Team that's been really good against the Marlies on home ice, and they just really couldn't do anything that game. Toronto held them off. Another penalty coming here to the Marlies. So Rochester to yet another power play here in the first. Just coming off a 5-minute minor moments ago. Now to another power play. Drawn one back by the Marlies. Dusak is there. He fans on the clear. And can't get it out. Mersch to the goal. Stopped. Rebound. It came back. Ferguson turns it over. Mersch again. Here's a shot. Off the leg. It stays in play. McInnes. In. Drop pass. Shot. Off Dusak and into the corner. Back after it again is a Gleave to the net. For Prow. Right on. That's stopped by Ferguson. Marlies trying to get it out. There's Mersch. To McInnes. Spinning in his own zone. Wolanin across. A Gleave. Won't get that to the goal. And again it's still in. Penalty not done. Here's Wolanin. It's blocked and it stays in again. Prow. There's McAllis. Wolanin offside. 10 seconds to go in the Rochester power play. Most of the zone time has been in Toronto's end, even though the first goal of the game went to Fraser Minton. Scored 5 against Rochester last game. Already has a goal here against them tonight. Here's Minton again. Power play done. And here comes Fraser Minton with speed. Most dangerous Marley this year. A shot scores! What a shot by Fraser Minton! His second, and he ties it in the final minute of the first at 2. So Toronto has tied it. Fraser Minton with his second tonight. That's his 9th of the season. This is only the 4th game of the year. Imagine what this kid can do. Well, one back. It's picked up by Davidson. Fraser Minton with another great period here in a Marley uniform. Here's Chad Chris. Far pass ahead for Hosang. That pass finds Minton in. Wait, shoots, scores! A hat trick! A buzzer beater hat trick for Fraser Minton. That's his 10th of the year. His 3rd against Rochester. Overall, his 8th against the Americans. That guy is deadly. 5 goals against the Americans the other night. He already has 3 against them tonight to put Toronto in front 3-2 in the final second of the first period. Here's the faceoff back to center ice. Fans rocking loud right now. Toronto leads 3-2 after 1 in their home opener. Shots are goal in the hockey game. 8 for the Americans, 5 for the Marlies, 3-2 Toronto after 1. Hits are 9-3 Toronto, face-off 7-4 Toronto. Power plays the Americans 2-for-4. Toronto hasn't had one. 3-2 Marlies after 1. Fraser Minton, a hat trick in back-to-back games against Rochester. Welcome into the second period here tonight from the Coca-Cola Coliseum. The Marlies 3, the Americans 2. We're ready to get the second started. Well, one back. It's played ahead. Here's Josh Hosang. He has Hallwell with him. Hallwell. Anderson. Drop back for some help. Found it. Hosang. Here's Hallwell back through the skates trying to find Minton maybe as he pokes that back, but Wolanin up for Hayden. Here comes Rochester with speed. In over the line. Take it down. Hosang back to Fraser Minton again. Here's Minton. He'll wind up. He'll wait. He'll shoot. And that one is off the netminder and into the corner. The power of Fraser Minton's shots are just real deadly this year. Hayden taken down. Wolanin far past Jankowski. Loses it again. Minton ahead. Here's Hollowell. Mac Hollowell looks for some help off the bench. Comes helping Anderson. And down the middle looking for that lane. Never found it. Hit his man. Hosang back. Drops that for Dahlstrom. His shot redirected. It's blocked. Sini in front. He can't get it to the net. Americans get it out again. Hollowell in the zone. Toronto goes after it. Proud battling is Brett Sini. Here's Sini in the right corner. Huge hit. And Quinn will get it ahead for the Rochester Americans. Inside on the right. Looking to get it to the goal. Huge hit. That's played for Sini. Here come the Marlies. Sini in over the line. Looks. Finds help in Semiana, but another bad pass, and it's out again. Here's McInnes almost halfway through the second. That shot steered away by Ferguson. A pass ahead for Kivi Holme. Back to Nick Robertson. Robertson races inside. Waits. Shoots. And that one fought upstairs by Dustin Tokarski. All goals came back in the first. Still scoreless here in the second period. Toronto on top 3-2 on the Rochester Americans. Here's the faceoff. One back. Davidson has control. And he'll pick that up and play it ahead to Glee. Here come the Americans inside to the net. Stopped by Ferguson. A huge save. They get it again. A Gleave to Mersch. And Ferguson down. Has that. Kivi Holme back to Jeremy McKenna. Toronto scored first. Rochester took the lead. Toronto scored 2 in a row to take the lead back. All goals by Fraser Minton. Pass in front. That missed everybody and back out. Dusak for Toronto. Fires that back. Here comes a Gleave. Over to Mersch. Davidson. A Gleave again. And here's Jeremy McKenna for Toronto and back down into the Rochester zone. In around. That did not find Dargachintsev. Here is McInnes. Knocked off the puck. Dusak. Line changes. Chris. Here's Bobby McMahon. Far pass ahead. Missed Jeremy McKenna. And here come the Rochester Americans inside. They'll flip it around. Chris, and misses him. Here's a hit on a Gleave, and that's going to be another 5-minute minor. The second tonight against Toronto. Second time they've done that tonight. A dangerous hit on the board, and Rochester to 5-minute power play. 2 for 4 tonight on their first power play. 2 goals scored. Here's McMahon. He fires it right on goal. Tokarski has that. And here's Wolanin in his own zone. Toronto holding on to a 3-2 lead here in the first home game of the season. They face the Griffins for the next 2, and then Syracuse before heading back to the road for Syracuse. Quinn stopped by Ferguson in all alone, and there's Dahlstrom trying to get it out. Marlies can't. Here's another centering pass and a better stop by Ferguson. Came free again. Quinn right on. That's blocked. Hallwell to McMahon and back down the ice. Ring it around. Here's Somoa to the net. And he fans on it, trying to get it to the goal. And it's the last minute of play here in the second period. Shot right on. Ferguson had that. Loose another. Here's the third. That stopped the fourth. They score. Kept tucking it and found a way to put it inside the post. And the game is tied at 3. Another power play goal for the Americans. Their third tonight. So Hayden gets that one on the 4th try. And Rochester has this game even. Face off. All Marlies goals came in the first. Rochester 2 in the first, 1 late here in the second period. All Rochester's goals are on the power play. Marlies haven't had a power play. Shot off a stick. There's Kivi Holme right back down the ice. Seconds running down in the period. There'll be short 2 minutes to start the third. Pumped in deep, and Toronto and Rochester will go into the third period tied at 3. The only goal in the second gifted to Rochester on the power play. Shots are 17-8 Americans, 3 apiece. Hits are 20-6 Toronto. Faceoffs 9-6 Toronto. Power plays Rochester 3 for 5. Toronto hasn't had one. 3-3 after 2. Welcome into the third period of play. Toronto short a man for 2 minutes on the 5-minute minor. Draw one back. Here is Proud. Back ahead, that finds Hayden. Hit there. Quinn right on. Rebound. Great stop. Ferguson getting across. Kivi Holme right back down the ice. Picked up here by Wolanin. He'll find Hayden. That's Quinn, and he's taken down on the play. Kivi Holme clears again. It finds its way up to Dusak. Joey Dusak in, shoots, and won't get that to the goal. Now Hayden. One-on-one with Kivi Halme, looks to center. That shot. Ferguson upstairs, made the save. Another knockdown. That's played to McMahon, and he'll fire it the rest of the way down the ice. That should do it for the power play. It sure will, as Prow has it. Back in behind the goal. We're back to full strength now. Hit there as here's Soma firing it right back in. After it is Prow. Line changes for both sides. Here's Jankowski. Being chased back, he'll center for Wolanin to Quinn. And now Jankowski again from the corner. Looking in. Great poke check by the Marlies. And here's Fraser Minton. 3 already tonight, 5 the other night in Rochester. Winding up in, shoots. And that one right to the chest of Tokarski, making it look easy. Shots are 21-9. Hey, that's 3-3. Fraser Minton working his magic again. 3 goals tonight. Gets the pass here. Here's Minton moving in. Trying to get to the net. Hit his man and steals the puck in the corner. Taken down. Hosang picks it up. Here's Hosang for Minton. And his shot is blocked. They get it back to him again. Fraser Minton in, shoots. And just missed the corner on that. Anderson back to the corner again. They're trying to find Fraser Minton. He's all over the ice. Hit another guy. Here's Prow in the corner hit, and that will be another penalty. Or will it? No, it seems everybody's okay. Faceoffs 10-7 Toronto in this game. Fraser Minton's line still on the ice. With Josh Hosang, the top line of the Toronto Marlies. Minton. Here is Mersch. Battle for the puck, Semyonov. Hosang sends it back. Now brings it in. Looks and sets it back for Minton. Here's Dahlstrom. He'll look and center it back. Minton scores! What a shot! Oh my! Fraser Minton! 4 against the Americans tonight, 5 the night before. And it puts Toronto back on top. So a big goal for Fraser Minton. That's yet another. That is already his 11th of the season. 11 goals in 4 games for Fraser Minton. That guy's unstoppable. Brought in by Mersch to the net. Loose. Stop. They score. And it is waved off immediately by the referee. Michael Mersch putting that one to the goal. And look, there's the contact that's put in. Yeah, no goal. The call on the ice is no goal. Toronto stays ahead 4-3 with 8:55 to play. Shots are doubled by the Americans, though. It's played down the ice by the Marlies. It will go for icing. 4-3. Toronto looking for a 4th consecutive victory to open the year. Looking for their home opener win. Taking on the Griffins for the next 2 games. As here comes the face-off. And it is one back, controlled here by Cini. Giving away McInnes to the net. He's stopped by Ferguson. Dahlstrom turns it over. Another shot kicked away by Ferguson. Cleared, not out. Davidson in, shooting. It's blocked, and it goes in behind the Marley net. Picked up here, Dahlstrom. Back for Nick Robertson. There's 3-2 after 1, 3-3 after 2, 4-3 here in the third, and here's Robertson. He scores! What a shot! Nick Robertson! Wow! Arrows that one to the back of the net. 5-3. So Toronto up by 2. Nick Robertson gets that one. And for Robertson, that's his 2nd of the season. Fraser Minton is just unfair. 11 goals in 4 games played. He is Toronto's top prospect after Nick Robertson. Yeah, and Robertson only has 2 goals scored, and you just see the difference in play between these 2 players. Semyonov far pass that doesn't find anybody. 4.5 to go. In come the Americans. Looking, shooting. Stopped by Ferguson. Dahlstrom. Here's Nick Robertson again for Toronto. He'll come in again. Winding up. Waiting again. Waiting. And won't get a shot. Try to steal it back. Davidson. Here is Hayden. And here come the Americans. Line changes called for both teams. As it's picked up along the boards, Davidson in, Rochester, Quinn fired, stopped by Ferguson. Loose in front again, Hayden to the net. Ferguson has that, it's loose, they score! Came loose in front of the net. Ferguson did all he could, and finally Rochester tucks it home. It's 5-4. Just a minute 33 left. John Hayden finds a way to put it in the back of the net for the Americans. So a one-goal game again. Face-off back here to center ice. It's one back controlled here by the Americans, and Minton, that will be trouble. Hosang looking in. He's taken down. And the Americans get it back and out. Looking to pull the goalie any moment now. As they turn it over, Semyonov for Hollowell. Here's Mac Hollowell in. Has Hosang ahead. The pass a bad one and out again. Marlies holding on by a goal late here in the third period in their home opener. Quinn has it here. And out come the Americans. A step in and a penalty coming to Toronto. So Rochester will have an extra attacker here with an empty net. And here comes the face-off. Ready again for Toronto. One back by the Americans, centering past Jankowski in front, and it's sent off the mark. Great stick lift there. They get it back. 25 seconds, stopped by Ferguson, up in front, and they send it just off the mark. Ferguson may have got a piece. Again, Mersch in, fans on it. Here's Somla to the empty net, and it goes wide. Here's McMahon after the puck. Toronto trying to get back to it. Jankowski. And they pick it up and play it ahead. McInnes, breakaway! Stopped by Ferguson, it's loose. And the Toronto Marlies survive. 5-4 in their home opener. Fraser Minton recording 4 goals. So Rochester falls here to the Toronto Marlies in Coca-Cola Coliseum. Final score 5-4.